Have you ever wondered if you truly have control over your life? What if I told you that every decision you've ever made was already set in stone long before you were born? One of the most profound questions in human thought, free will versus determinism, makes for an excellent would you rather question. Would you rather make all your own decisions or have all your decisions made for you? Today, we're diving into this timeless debate to uncover whether we're the masters of our own fate or merely actors in a pre-written script. So, what exactly are free will and determinism? At its core, free will is the belief that we, as conscious beings, have the power to make choices independent of any external forces. It's the idea that, in any given moment, we can choose from various possible actions. This concept has been a cornerstone in philosophy, religion, and ethics, providing a foundation for our understanding of moral responsibility. On the other hand, determinism argues that every event, including human actions, is determined by a chain of prior causes. This means that, given the state of the universe at a particular time, everything that happens next is inevitable. The roots of determinism can be traced back to ancient philosophers like Democritus, and later to thinkers like Pierre-Simon Laplace, who imagined a universe governed by unbreakable laws. Let's first explore the case for free will. Many of us feel an innate sense of freedom when making choices. Think about the times you've pondered over life's big decisions, choosing a career, a partner, or even small ones like what to eat for dinner. This experience of choice seems to confirm our sense of agency. Jean-Paul Sartre, a prominent existentialist philosopher, famously said, "Man is condemned to be free." Sartre believed that we are fundamentally free because we must constantly choose how to act, and in doing so, we create our essence. This concept of radical freedom suggests that we are not bound by our past or our nature. Instead, we are free to redefine ourselves through our actions. Moreover, many religious traditions emphasize the importance of free will and moral decision-making. The idea that humans can choose between good and evil underpins concepts of sin, virtue, and redemption. It suggests that we are accountable for our actions, as we are free to choose our own path. Now, let's consider the case for determinism. The argument here is grounded in the notion of cause and effect. If we assume that the universe operates under consistent laws of physics, then every event is the result of prior events. This chain of causation extends to our thoughts and actions, suggesting that they are the inevitable outcome of previous states of the universe. One thought experiment that illustrates determinism is Laplace's demon. Imagine a super-intelligent being that knows the position and momentum of every particle in the universe. According to Laplace, such a being could predict the future with absolute certainty. This implies that everything, including our so-called choices, is predetermined. Recent studies in neuroscience have added weight to the deterministic perspective. Researchers have found that our brains begin to prepare for decisions milliseconds before we become consciously aware of them. This suggests that our sensation of making a choice might be a post hoc rationalization rather than a genuine act of free will. One of the most famous studies in this area was conducted by Benjamin Libet in the 1980s. Libet's experiments demonstrated that there is a measurable delay between the onset of neural activity associated with a decision and the individual's conscious awareness of the decision. This has been interpreted by some as evidence against the notion of free will, as it suggests that decisions are initiated unconsciously. So, how do these two concepts stack up against each other? On one hand, free will offers a comforting sense of control and moral responsibility. It gives us the power to shape our destinies and encourages us to take ownership of our actions. On the other hand, determinism presents a universe where everything is connected in an unbreakable chain of cause and effect, challenging the notion of individual agency. For instance, if someone commits a crime, a proponent of free will might argue that they chose to do so and should be held accountable. A determinist, however, might suggest that the individual's background, biology, and external circumstances played a crucial role in leading to that action, thus questioning the fairness of punishment. Prominent thinkers like Daniel Dennett have offered a middle ground known as compatibilism. Compatibilists argue that free will and determinism are not mutually exclusive. They believe that as long as our actions align with our desires and intentions, we can still be considered free, even if those desires are determined by prior causes. But why does this matter? How do free will and determinism affect our everyday lives? Our beliefs in these ideas can shape our perspectives on personal growth, responsibility, and empathy. If you lean towards free will, you might focus on self-improvement and personal accountability. You might believe that regardless of your past, you have the power to change your future. This perspective encourages resilience and proactive decision-making. You might believe that people are fully responsible for their own actions, which would color your view of fairness and justice. Conversely, a deterministic view might foster compassion and understanding. Recognizing that people's actions are influenced by factors beyond their control can lead to a more empathetic approach to others' behaviors and life choices. This perspective can also reduce the stigma around mental health issues and addiction, acknowledging the complex interplay of genetics and environment. In practical terms, these philosophies can influence how we design social policies, legal systems, and educational frameworks. Should we prioritize punishment or rehabilitation? Should we blame individuals for their actions, or should we seek to understand the underlying causes? We can directly witness the interplay of these two philosophies within the criminal justice system. In determining guilt or innocence, a jury is charged with deciding whether the defendant committed a crime. They are not charged with determining why the crime was committed, but after conviction, there comes a sentencing. In preparation for the sentencing, with the help of attorneys, probation officers, and social workers, courts compile a report that includes consideration of certain aspects of the defendant's background, including the circumstances of their upbringing and any other harsh realities they faced that led them to this point. These aspects of background are one of the many considerations used to determine what the sentence will be. These two sides of the debate continue to challenge our understanding of human nature today. Whether you see yourself as a free agent, a product of the cosmos, or somewhere in between, these concepts invite us to reflect deeply on who we are and how we relate to the world around us. Thank you for joining me on this philosophical journey. Share your thoughts in the comments with us. What do you believe? Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning.